morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. We all ready?
Yeah.
There's Val's joining. Okay, good morning, good morning. Let's make sure we've muted our computer. We're gonna take our feet right to the edges of our mat and then just take a nice big deep breath, but keep the arms nice and wide. So we're trying to pull apart the shoulders and get nice and broad. And long with the arms. Spread your fingers wide, just take a few more breaths. Now bring the elbows back, pull them back as far as you can. If you look at me from the side, I'm really trying to get them back and squeeze my shoulder blades together. Squeeze the elbows into each other and now fold halfway down. And then come back up. While you're folding down, go nice and slow and try to weight into the back of the body. So you're pushing your butt back and you're keeping most of the weight in the heels of the feet. Keep the elbows nice and high back there and come back up and let's go down one more time. And then this time we're just going to release the arms, but you're just holding that torso parallel to the floor. Just let your arms dangle, let the shoulders fall where they want to, and then come back up. Take a big deep breath. Arms are going to come a little closer this time. And now do a nice swan dive down all the way. Relax your head. You're just looking through your knees to the back of the room. Now let's take our hands, walk them to the front of the mat, meet me in a high plank. And just hold this for a few breaths. And now pull through to a down dog. Heels push to the floor. We're going to pedal our feet one at a time, driving your heels down. Hold one side down. Switch to the other. And then go back to pedaling. Nice. Take baby steps with your feet forward to the front of your mat. We're going to inhale and extend to a flat back. We're going to do a nice slow swan dive all the way back up. Flip the palms here and reach the arms towards the ceiling. And then come back all the way down nice and slow. Again, you're pushing your weight backwards. Relax the head. Just kind of let everything fall where it wants to. Now you're going to inhale and extend to a flat back. And do a reverse swan dive all the way back up again. Flip the palms, reach for the ceiling. Try to grow from your head. Hands to heart. We're going to step that right foot back. Make sure your heel is on the floor. So you haven't stepped so far that you have to be on your toes. Want both your feet facing forward. Keep your hands on your heart. It makes it a little harder to balance. You're just going to come halfway down. That's it. Hollow out the belly. And then right back up. So you're probably feeling a little bit of this in the upper hamstring and into your glute. Great way to bring length back to those muscles they get short from sitting. Now this time we're going to release the hands to the leg. Walk them down the leg. And then when you can't go anymore, I just want you to take your head and look through your knees. So you're taking your upper back into flexion. Just sort of hang out here for a sec. Okay, hands back up the leg. You're going to step your back foot in and switch sides. So again, both heels down, hands to heart. So the feet aren't that far apart from one another. Fold halfway down. And if you feel unstable, take your back foot, move it more towards the left. And come back up. Now this time, release the hands, walk them down the leg. Spine stays long at the beginning of this descent, and then eventually you just let the head go, fold over that front leg. Both legs are straight. And the sniffles. Just hold here, breathe a few more times. Now walk the hands back up. Step your back foot in. Take your feet wide and your toes out. So you're sort of like in a sumo squat position, hands to heart. Prod out your chest. Now, hip hinge, so you're sticking your butt back. And keep as upright here in your torso as you can. And now squat down a little bit. Not much, it's small. And then back up. As you come up, squeeze. Come back down. And back up. Now this time, if you can go a little lower, do it. Now take your hands down to the floor, step your feet back, maybe in plank. Pull through to a down dog. Try to really drive both heels to the floor. Elevate high in the toes. And do it again. Okay, step your feet into bear. Your shoulders are over the wrists. Hold here. Try to remember not to drop the face. Put the knees down. Kick your feet out to the side. You're going to have a C. Extend the legs all the way down to the corners of the front corners of your mat. Your arms are out here, nice and long. And you're sitting nice and tall. Now, elevate the arms as high as you're comfortable. Doesn't have to be behind the shoulders, but try to get the arms straight if you can. And now sink in and C-curve the spine. And you're just going to go halfway till you feel the six-pack muscle get really engaged. And then sit yourself back up. Long spine, and then C-curve, come down halfway, and now release the arms so they're parallel to the floor. You're going to take it all the way down, and your arms all the way back behind you. Now, try to spread your arms apart, so you're sort of making a like a Y with your body. Big arms. Now take those arms all the way back down to the mat. Bring your feet in, so the heels are underneath your knees. And now I want you to press your lower back into the floor with a pelvic tilt. Just hold it. Hollow out the belly actively while you're holding this. And now reverse it. Roll the pelvis down so you feel a lot of space between that lower back and the floor. And do it again. Press the back down, roll the pelvis up. Now you want to keep the neck nice and long and your shoulders relaxed. Let's do it again. Roll the pelvis down. And one last time. Press your lower back to the floor. Nice. Here, you're going to pull that left knee into the chest and then the right. Open nice and wide your knees. Your legs are bent. You can apply a little pressure to give yourself a little bit more of a stretch here. You're trying to release the inner thighs. Now bring those knees together. so they're touching, and pull them towards your chest. So you're feeling a little lower back stretch. Your head is down, you're just chilling. Now open those knees nice and wide again. And this time we're going to move this to a happy baby. So you take hold of the outsides of the feet, lift your heels towards the ceiling as you press your knees down towards the floor. You can add a little rock side to side. Try to make sure that lower back has not rolled off the floor. Nice. Okay, release the feet. You're going to bring those knees back into the chest. Great job. Okay, left foot goes to the floor. The leg is bent. We're going to do a figure four stretch. So you're going to take your right heel to your left thigh. And before you pull that left knee in towards you, see if you can move the right knee away from you. Push it out there. And now lift off that left foot and let's pull that leg in towards you. You can hold either your shin or your hamstring, whatever you can reach or whatever feels good. As you begin to breathe, I want you to make sure your pelvis hasn't rolled away from the floor. So put it back if it has. And each time you exhale, maybe that left knee can get in a little closer to you. Just take a few more breaths. Really important to have a lot of patience when we stretch. You know, just kind of give into it. Know that you're doing yourself a lot of good. And just kind of focus on that. Okay, left foot's going to go to the floor. Now you're going to just slide your right knee over the left one, so you're crossed at the knees. Now bring both knees up and into the chest. And you can rest your hands on top of your left shin. Try to hug those knees in a little closer. So we're really trying to get a stretch into that right outside of the hip and glute on the right side. If you can, flex your feet. Maybe you can grab your feet and pull them in towards you. It's going to enhance that stretch a little bit. And if you can't reach, don't worry. Just enjoy where you are today. Okay, let's release this. Put both feet on the floor, legs bent. And we're going to switch sides. So I'm going to have you take your left foot to your right thigh. Try to keep that left foot flexed. Now before you pull the right knee in, move the left knee out and just hang out there for a second or two. And then you're going to bring that right foot off the floor. Right knee comes into you. You're either holding your shin or your hammy, whatever feels good. Keep your pelvis down on the floor. See if you can pull the knee in a little closer. Now let's take that right foot to the floor. Cross the left knee over the right. Bring both knees in towards you. Give them a nice big hug. Hold here for a few breaths. You can reach the outsides of your feet, grab onto them, pull them towards you. Try not to overuse the shoulders here. Just a little tug with the arms. Okay, let's let it go. Both feet back to the floor. Your legs are bent. You're just gonna let the knees roll right. So you're giving your lower back a little bit of a twist here. Bring them back up. It's also a nice way to massage the glutes if you're on a hard surface. Take them over to the other side. And now just go side to side a few more times. Not quickly. You want to enjoy this. Okay, bring the knees back up. You're going to cross your right knee over the left. Try not to have too much of a bend in the legs. Open the arms out to the side, just to start. Your palms face up. Now you're going to guide your knees towards the right side. And you're going to lift the left arm up off the floor. And now we open it out at a 45-degree angle from our body. Just relax here. So you're using the right leg to drive that left knee towards the floor. And you might want to play around with this angle a little bit, just to switch up the release. Both in the legs and the arm. Yeah, let's bring that left arm back in. Bring the legs back up. And you're going to pull both knees into the chest. We're going to make a big circle. So independent of one another. Open the knees really wide. Bring them together. Let's do this a few more times. Now go the other way. So you're reversing your circle. Nice. Okay, feet back to the floor. Not a big bend. Left knee crosses over right. Knees go down to the left or towards the left side. They're not going to get all the way to the floor. Now open this right arm out nice and long. So we're really searching here for a stretch over the right hip and through your chest. So really reach the arm. Use that left leg to get the right knee going towards the floor. Play around with the angle. Okay, let's bring that right arm in. Uncross the legs, bring them back up. We're going to extend the legs all the way down along the floor and the arms all the way back behind us. Keep the arms a little bit on the wide side so you don't feel any pinching through the shoulders. This is trying to open up and create more space. Okay, arms are going to come back. Palms are going to face the floor. I want you to roll that lower back into the floor and lift your left leg just a few inches off the floor. Keep your belly pressing down and then switch, lift the other leg. Just a few inches and just keep alternating. So you probably feel the six-pack muscle work, your glute when the leg comes up. It's a little work for the hip flexors also, which is a good thing. Okay, now pull that right knee into the chest and leave the left leg down along the floor. I would like your left calf to stay connected to the floor as you pull this right knee in towards you. Now we're going to take the left hand to the floor and just have your right hand on your knee. You're going to open that knee out to the side. You're going to make a little circle with it. So pull it into the chest, open it out, Move it forward and just keep circling. When you do one side like this at a time, it really gives you an opportunity to make the exercise great for this hip. Now switch your direction. So you're moving it in the opposite direction. Okay, now both hands come back to hold that knee into the chest. You're going to lift that left leg all the way up with your foot flexed and your heel pushing out. So the leg is locked out straight. Now in slow motion, take that heel back to the floor. Extend the right leg all the way down along the floor as well. Come back to that full body stretch. Arms go back behind you, nice and long. Bring the arms back in. You're going to drive that left knee into the chest. You're going to keep your right calf on the floor. That right leg is nice and long. Flex the foot. Now let's relax the right arm to the floor. Just have your left hand guide your knee. Big circle. As big as you can get it. And nice and slow. Like you want to enjoy this opening. Now change your direction. Okay, let's take both hands back to that knee. Hug it into the chest. Flex that right foot. Slowly lift that leg back all the way up till the heel is going towards the ceiling. And once you're there, make sure your leg is straight. Take it all the way back down, nice and slow. Nice. Now, slide that heel up along the floor towards you. Bring that right knee back in. So now you're giving yourself a nice little hug with both hands, either wrapped around your shins or your knees. So it's another little stretch for the lower back. You can add a gentle rock side to side. Nice. Okay. We're going to take the feet back to the floor with your legs bent. You're going to roll onto your right side of the body, lying down. Now, pull your knees up so they're right in line with your hips. And if you want to rest your arm for your head, you can. We're going to work this left shoulder. So I want you to extend your left arm out in front of you, nice and straight. And then lift it up off the floor and open it all the way towards the left, as far as it's going to go. And just hang here and enjoy this chest stretch. You might notice as you exhale that that left shoulder is getting a little closer to the floor, but it's not about forcing it. You just want to get a nice opening. Now, bring this arm back. Take your right arm out so it's out in front and have your hands connected. So palm to palm. And now do it again. Lift the left arm up. Roll so you're opening that left shoulder towards the left. Now take the left shoulder and retract it with your wrist right over the shoulder. So your arm is straight, going straight up towards the ceiling. Now flip your palm so it faces the front of your room. And let's let this arm go backwards. It's not going to go far. It's really a lat stretch. You should feel a nice stretch right below the armpit. Hold this and breathe a few more breaths. You're still on your side. Now bring this arm back up and take it all the way back down to the floor on the right side so both your palms are connected. Now you're just going to take this left arm and make a big sweep backwards, out to the side, down just over your hip, and now just on top of the hand again. And let's do that one more time. Sweep this arm back and around, over the hip, and back to the floor. Nice. Okay. Roll onto your back. Bring both of the knees back into the chest. And you're going to independently circle these knees one more time. I'm spoiling you guys with all kinds of great stretches. I hope you're enjoying it. Okay. Legs stay bent. You're going to roll onto the left side. You're going to stack your knees and get them at the height of the hip. We're going to lift this right arm up and open it towards the right side. Try to keep your knees connected. So it's not about getting the shoulder down to the floor. It's about feeling that nice little tug right in the front part of the shoulder. Use your breathing here, maybe 2 or 3 more breaths. Now let's bring this arm back. Extend the left arm out. Connect your palms. Now open the right arm again. Should also be feeling a nice little stretch over that right hip. Let's bring this right hand back. And one more time, open back out. Just hold here for a little bit. Now take the right arm back up. Have your palm face forward. Take the arm straight back. Maybe 6 or 8 inches, whatever range you've got. And please don't force it. It's just about feeling good. Now bring the arm back up and back to connect with your left palm. So from here, you've got your hips stacked, your knees connected. You're going to take this right arm back up. And now we're just going to make a big circle with it. So take it back behind you, bring it back over the hand, and now roll it by the hip, just above the hip, and then circle it back. And let's just make this big circle a few more times. It's so important to just move all of these muscles and limbs and arms. It should feel really good. One more time, why not? Okay, let's come back and do that full body stretch again. So we're going to extend the legs all the way down nice and straight, flex your feet. Take the arms all the way back behind you, but make them nice and wide. So you feel the top part of those shoulders pressing towards the floor. Now bring the arms back. You're going to take your left knee, pull it up and into the chest. And now either using a towel around the bottom of your foot or 2 fingers around your big toe, I want you to take that leg and get it nice and straight as possible. Heel, push it up towards the ceiling, and then see if you can move the foot a little further back. We did that pyramid stretching before, so your hamstrings should have a reasonable amount of length to them. But see if you can get that foot a little further back while you push the heel away from you. It's kind of like a PMF stretch. Now we're gonna take that heel, make sure you're holding the foot. I don't want the leg to move. And isometrically pull it forward. Nice. Now you're gonna release that foot and switch legs. So your right knee comes into the chest. Either with a towel or fingers around your toes, straighten that right leg. Push the heel towards the ceiling and see if you can move the foot a little further back. Try to keep your left calf connected to the earth. Now, isometrically pull the foot forward. Leg is straight. Nice. Now release it. Pull that right knee into the chest and the left knee. So you got both knees coming in, and we're going to make a little circle. Just to massage our lower back a little bit. Go the opposite way. Nice. Now rock and roll back up. So you're sitting. We're going to open the feet nice and wide. Let's flex our feet and walk it forward. So you start this exercise or this stretch with your spine long. And then when you can't go any further, you can let the head go and round your upper back. Maybe let your forearms get to the floor and just hold this inner thigh stretch. Keep your feet flexed. Keep your belly in as you breathe. And again, it's not forcing your body into a position that it is having trouble getting. It's just going where it feels good. Once you get there, see if using your breath can deepen the stretch. Okay, walk the hands back up. We're going to take our shoulders and rotate them over the right leg. Take your hands down that leg as far as you can and lower your face towards the knee. So this is a good way to stretch your quadratus lumborum muscle. Probably feeling a little tug on the left side body. Just breathe. And you can switch up this angle a little bit if you want to lift the left shoulder up a bit and the right shoulder down a bit. It might give you a deeper stretch. You sort of play around with it. When you feel, oh yeah, I really feel a big tug, hold that and just breathe. Okay, let's walk the hands back up. And we're going to the other side. So shoulders are going to face over the left. Walk it down. And then just relax your face so it's looking just at that left knee. So you might want to lift that right shoulder up, lower the left one just a little. See how that feels. Okay, let's walk it back up. You're going to bring your legs together, feet are flexed. You're sitting tall, so the lower back has length to it. Walk your hands forward. You can also use a towel and wrap it around the bottoms of your feet if you like. Now we're going to go into spinal flexion. Let the head go. Okay, walk it back up. Bring the right foot in towards you. So you've got a big, huge bend in that right knee. You're going to take your right hand behind your hip. Keeping this left hand on the outside of that right knee, give me a little turn and see if you can look over your right shoulder. Just a little spinal twist, nothing crazy. You're sitting nice and tall. So there's no flexion in the spine. Okay, come on back. Now, take this right foot inside that left leg and see if you can just sort of try to relax this right knee towards the floor. And we can use the left leg and open it a bit if you like, and then see if you can walk your hands forward. Just a different angle. Okay, walk it back up. Take this right leg out. Bring your left knee in. Take your left hand behind your hip. Use your right hand to keep that knee coming into the midline of the body. Rotate, look over your left shoulder. Keep your spine nice and long, so you're sitting up tall. Now, let's come back forward, so you're facing forward. Pull this left foot into that knee. Walk it forward. And again, don't force anything, just sort of hang out where it feels good. That's the end game here with these stretches. Just relax for another breath or two. Nice, now walk it back up. Extend this leg forward. Bring your heels to the corners of your mat. The legs are nice and wide. Arms are forward, get them long. Now C-curve the spine. Come down really slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Nice. Once you're down, both knees up and into the chest. If you can, get your forearms wrapping around your shins and you touch opposite elbow. So you're just hugging in nice and close. Okay, let's get the legs all the way going up towards the ceiling. You're going to lift your head off the floor, tuck your chin down, extend the arms forward. Your palms are going to face the floor. Suck in your belly as you lower the legs part of the way down. Try to lift the shoulder blades right up off the floor. Hold here and breathe with the tummy down. Really important. Now let's pump the arms up and down. Keep that chin tucked and the stomach down. Okay, let's bring those knees in. Relax your head. Feet are on the floor, but your legs are bent. We're going to just roll the head from side to side. Try to rotate it slowly. And when you get as far as it's going to go to one side, See if you can just hold it there for a sec before you take it to the opposite side. Okay, now we're going to take our hands, clasp your fingers together and take them behind the head. I want you to just try to get nice and flat on your shoulder blades and see if the back of the arms are touching the floor. It's a bit of a stretch for the shoulders and the chest and the upper arm. So it should feel good. Now let the elbows come in. Try to touch the elbows together and then open them back out again. See if they can get back down to the floor. You're resting on your fingers and your fingers are clasped. Now bring those elbows together again and roll them back down. So from here, come off your hands. You're going to make that goal post with the arms. So elbows, I want you to look side to side. See if you got your elbows at the height of the shoulder. Now let's get nice and flat on those shoulder blades. Spread your fingers wide and see if you can move the arms forward, the hands, sorry. Now you go as far as you can without letting the shoulders roll forward. And then take the back of the hand all the way down to the floor. Once it's on the floor, you're just going to hold this for a few breaths. So you know if you feel a lot of tugging going on just holding this, that you're really tight in your chest and shoulders. Most of us are because of bad posture throughout the day. So now let's take the back of the hands off the floor, move the hands forward again. Keep the shoulders down on the floor. And now take the hands, back of the hands back to the floor. Just hold it a few breaths. And now we're going to oscillate between the two. So come forward and back. Don't force anything. It's not about, oh, look how far forward I can go. How great am I? No, this is just for you to feel good. Okay, let's bring the arms up. Your palms face each other. And your wrists are over the shoulders. Now you're going to clasp the fingers together. Push your palms into each other so you got some muscle activation going on. And see if you can move the arms with that muscle activation back down towards the floor. A little bit of a lat stretch depending on how far you go. And then bring them back up, nice and slow. You're pushing your palms into each other and do it again. One last time. And bring them back up. And now, arms are going to come by your side, fingertips only on the floor. I want you to roll the lower back into the floor so you're doing a pelvic tilt. And walk your heels a little further forward while you maintain that pelvic tilt. Nice. Now from here, I want you to roll up onto the heels. So your toes are pointing up, activating your shin. And now lift your hips up off the floor. You're in a extended bridge, like a long bridge. So your heels are way out in front of the knees. Now from here, I want you to take your knees, squeeze them together. So you've activated those inner thighs. Just squeeze with all your might. Open them back out. Lower the hips slowly. One vertebrae at a time. And pull both knees up and into the chest. Make a nice big circle. with both your knees. Open out nice and wide. Push them forward. Bring them together, do it again. One more time. Nice. Now rock and roll back up to a seated position. We're going to come up onto our toes. Hang out on your toes just for a sec, as high on the toes as you can get. Nice. Now from here, a full forward fold with a straight leg if you've got it. Get some good blood flow to your face. Take one hand at a time above the knees, unhinge at the hip, come all the way back to standing. Nice big deep breath. Should feel a lot of space in those shoulders, hopefully. And hands to heart. I thank you so much for your power and strength today. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for being here. Mark got up early.